All right. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Black as Fuck with Mo Hill. I'm your girl, Mo Hill, and these are my handsome guests today. And before we get to introducing them, first and foremost, as always, if you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe right now. And if you are subscribed, thank you. And just please make sure your notifications are on so you can get notified every time I drop a cute little video. So now let me go ahead and introduce my guest. I think a lot of y'all probably know him, so we're gonna start with DJ Poppy.
What's
Go
up?
ahead and shout your shit out. Let them know who you are. Where can they find you?
What's up, y'all? I'm DJ Poppy. You can follow me at 216 DJ PAPI.
Big Poppy. What's up?
What's up, y'all? My name is Aaron Galloway. I have a company called Atlanta Live Entertainment. Y'all check it out, AtlantaLiveENT.com.
Be on you hoes.
All that good stuff. I'm here with Mo Hill, the greats. Can't wait.
Fucking right.
The greats.
Alright, fellas. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. I definitely appreciate it. So, I want to start off nice, like how we did on our last show. And I want to ask you guys, what are some things that you love or like about black women? And anyone can go first.
What I love about black women, we talking about overall.
Overall, I used to watch your wife as well.
Yeah, that's why.
All you hoes out there, he married. Don't even try it. Go ahead.
I like natural black women. Put it like that. There we go.
Okay.
All right, so I like natural black women. I like some women, that just embrace their natural beauty. I don't really, I come from a background, our family, we got hair salons and barbershops, so I get when you want to express with hair. I like that. That's very artistic.
What's your favorite hairstyle with a black woman?
Shit, whatever, natural. Honestly, natural.
Natural.
Yeah.
It don't even matter. Don't put no wig on.
Oh, hell no.
Your wife don't be wearing wigs?
No.
Shout out to
She plays sometimes like she wants to get
y'all
one.
be role playing?
No, I'm saying she'll be
You
like.
say y'all be playing? Oh, in a minute. Let's not that kind of show.
So, by my wife being a Zumba instructor sometimes, she likes her hair, but moving down here and be frizzy and stuff like that, she'd be upset. She's like, I just need to get a wig or something. And I'm like, nah, I don't want that shit, man. Like, fucking throw it in a ponytail.
Well, she already got a man, so she ain't really gonna worry about that. But for the rest of you hoes, do your hair. All right.
Yeah. All right. I didn't call y'all hoes. I never said it. Yeah. So,
I love you, beautiful black women.
Right, I do too. So, as far as what I love about black women, honestly, I like black women's confidence a lot of times. Black women, they have a different kind of thing about them when they're feeling themselves, when they are feeling, good about themselves and they're feeling happy. They have a different kind of glow about them. I love all the different styles and different things. Listen, ladies, wigs, weave, whatever you're doing, as long as you do it, that's all I'm worried about.
Push it down at the top.
That's it, but definitely the confidence. I love all the different ways that black women look, the different looks, the different shapes, sizes, skin tones, all that good stuff. I just feel like they really are the jewels of the earth, so that's what I like about it. And they're very nurturing and very protective and very supportive when they're in the right atmosphere. So.
Right atmosphere.
Right atmosphere. That's the key part.
Right atmosphere. I want to dive into that. What is the right atmosphere?
The right atmosphere is when she's being taken care of, when she's being loved, and she's feeling protected, and she's at a point where she can thrive. She's not with a partner who's jealous of her or, secretly doing other things. When she's in the right atmosphere, and she feels right, she's able to do so much more and able to be that much more of a great person.
Yeah, they say you can tell when a woman is being loved properly by just the way she walks and the way she speaks and stuff like that. So, yeah, I can see that. But sometimes with me, I think men like it when you're a little feisty. When you kind of got that little aggression, just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit.
It depends what men though. Some men not for it. Some men.
Oh, you're not for it. Oh, okay. I don't know what that
I didn't say I wasn't, because my wife definitely she a little spicy.
Okay, gotta keep it
so
spicy.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I know some people they just like, come on, man, we're all that. Not me. I'm cool with my wives like that, but I've seen some girls who just off the radar. But I got a friend. He's not with it at all, and he enjoys his girl though.
He like white women?
No, he got a black girl. He got a black girl. She do the wig, short haircut. She do it all, and she dope with it too, though.
Okay, that's what's up. Now moving right along. I know we do talk a lot about, or we discuss a lot about, you know, women and our relationship with our fathers and how that kind of plays a role in our relationship with men. I don't think we really asked y'all, like, what was y'all, you know, how does that, so I'm going to ask you guys, what was the relationship like with your mother, and how does that relationship impact the relationship that you have with other women?
Me personally, my relationship with my mother was very good. She was very nurturing. She was a disciplinary also. So she taught me a lot. She was kind of the one who taught me about being, what's the word? I don't want to say classy, but kind of like knowing how to carry yourself. A gentleman, knowing how to carry yourself in different areas, you know, public speaking, like all these things that, you know, pretty much will prepare me to be better in life. That's what she was really about. And she showed me how to be a good wife and to, you know, do what she had to do. God rest her soul right now. But she really taught me a lot. She was kind of like the stickler. So, you know, she was really tough on me, but at the same time, she loved me and she showed me that, you know, if I do certain things, I can be successful and I'll be looked at a certain way if I carry myself in different ways. So she was just always on that.
And how has that relationship impacted the relationship that you have with women? Not just romantic, but just in general.
It made me look for women in a different kind of way, because it helped me differentiate between certain types of women to say, okay, you know what, this woman may speak to a certain thing in me, but that doesn't mean that she's necessarily a wife material or somebody that I want to carry on a long relationship with. And if I wouldn't have had an example in my mother, I wouldn't really know the difference.
So discernment. Okay, that's what's up. What about you, DJ Poppy?
Man, that's ditto to that. Like my mom, you know, when I was young, she raised me to kind of be independent. She always said, don't depend on a woman to do this, you know. So she taught me how to cook, clean. She was definitely a hustler, a motivated person. So she pretty much set the bar with class. So I've dated, if you want to call ratchet women, and my mom like, nah, that ain't.
You probably got a story for every type of woman you can think of.
She'd be like I couldn't bring them around her because my mother, she'd tell them about it. Hey, baby girl, don't do this. You need to be like
don't
this.
Don't
Don't
pussy,
be like
baby
that.
Girl, don't do it.
Oh no, she, you know, God rest her soul, but she wasn't around when like the things that women do.
Oh, she probably would talk hella shit about.
Oh yeah.
So how has that? I know you're married now, but how has that relationship affected or impacted the way that you deal with women, both romantically and platonically, even work relationships?
I mean, I kind of treat women all the same. You know, she taught me not to disrespect
so
the woman.
you treat the sluts the same way as you would treat the God-fearing women, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
You're like, church, come to you as you are.
If they're a slut, I don't know if they're a slut. So I'm going to treat them all the same. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Now.
That's right. You wouldn't know. That's right. No. Like how you did that. I wouldn't know.
No, but I mean, if they came at me a certain way, you know, I would try to like, hey, you know, don't talk to me like that, or you probably shouldn't do this, you know. So I'm a man of respect, and that's what she taught me to be. You know, respect women, respect others. You know, treat them how you want to be treated.
Right. And I know you have daughters, so you carry that on as far as with them. And
everything that my mom taught me and my sister. Because the same thing I just told you what she taught me, she taught my sister. And that's the same thing that I teach my daughter. Because I used to always hear her talking to my sister after she had just given me that lecture. She's like, and you need to learn how to do this. Don't depend on no man like this, yada, yada, yada. So she always took us to like nice trips, dope restaurants, because she didn't ever want my sister to be impressed with just going to a corner bar.
Or an Applebee's or somewhere.
Nah, no shame to Applebee's.
Y'all hoes don't like Applebee's anyway.
I mean, I don't, look, no shame to
But
Applebee's.
I haven't been there, but I heard that they have these really, really big drinks for like $10, like they're huge. I heard it, I wasn't there. But, so y'all sleeping on Applebee's. But anyway, question. One of the questions I asked my guests on the last episode was about submission. And, you know, women being submissive and things of that nature. Why do you think a lot of women have a problem being submissive with men, or just why do you think more women are questioning men's masculinity, or like, nah, I ain't doing that for you?
I think some women probably don't want to be submissive because the right person not leading them. They not with the right person. I think women.
Do you think submission is like subject, like it's turned on and off?
I think so. I think the right person to bring that out of somebody.
You done?
Yeah. Okay.
That's so nice.
No, as far as submission, I think first of all it goes back to examples, because if you don't know how to do something, then that's just
how you gonna do it.
You can't do it. You know, the internet's not gonna teach you everything. So I think that's one of the main problems, is that women don't have the actual experience or haven't seen a woman really in that type of scenario. So that's number one. And number two, I hate to say it, but our selection process puts us in a position to be around certain people. And when you get with them and you see, okay, you know what? I may not really be feeling this dude like this. I like this part about him, but I'm not really with. And to me, that's not a place where you're going to end up being submissive. And the other thing is that a lot of men kind of push this agenda. Oh, you got to be submissive. You got to be submissive. Right. But then you're not committed to the women.
Hey, you're not even your girlfriend. You talking about get up at 3 a.m. and make you a sandwich.
No,
like, bitch, what? First of all, why the fuck you coming in the house at 3 a.m. hungry? Like, if you was out with your boys and stuff, why y'all didn't stop at Waffle House? I hate that argument.
What if you
Would you get up at? That's different.
Okay.
That's different, because your food in the microwave. You went to work. But niggas be like, if your man come home at 3 a.m., would you? No! No, the fuck? Why? Because it's so many layers to that question. Yeah. And then they be like, well, you can't be married. I guess not, bitch, because if you, my husband, if you wake me up out my sleep to go fix you some food, when you passed Waffle House, you passed Checkers, you passed McDonald's, Wendy's, all of these places, and you knew I was at home happily sleeping,
and then this
you don't give a fuck about me.
And then this the thing too, bro. Men who have to vocally ask for something, you're not him, bro. You're not that guy. Because if you have to ask for it, it's probably not.
Or if you gotta pay for it.
I don't know nothing about that.
You never paid for no pussy.
Hey, wait a minute.
Mr. Atlanta Live. This Mr. Atlanta Live. You get that shit thrown to him in a box with a bowl. What is she talking about?
She's talking about back in the days. But no, seriously, definitely not trying to pay for no pussy, but I feel like a lot of men do.
Zion paying for it. He's a big example of a simp.
Do your thing, but never think that she's gonna really respect you.
Right.
At the end of the day,
and they don't respect that nigga at all.
They don't respect.
The way they just dragging that nigga through the press.
I think it's two different ways when you say people paying for pussy.
There's so many ways.
Yeah, it's two different ways.
Right out with $40.
All right, so you got the $40.
Okay.
And why is that the thing?
I don't know.
Like that all my life.
I don't know.
Quick tip.
My pussy is $10 million, so I don't know where they got the $40 from.
Quick thing about the 40, just in case nobody knows.
Okay, here go the
because I've been in Atlanta for 25 years.
It was like that in Cleveland, Ohio too.
Oh, it's $40 in Cleveland?
Back then.
All I know is at one point they was on the street, and somebody told me this now. I wasn't there.
Like I wasn't there.
But they literally was asking for $40. Like that was the going price for a woman to sleep with guys on the $40
for like just vaginal.
Yeah, that's it. Just whatever they do.
Does the prices increase with different stuff, or
I don't think it was no menu out there. But I think he said it was $40. Went in there, came back out about 10 minutes. I'm like, shit, $40, 10 minutes, 6 times 40, about $240.
It's a lot safer.
So
that Me Too shit.
Right, inflation. It probably ain't 40 now, y'all. It might be 55.
Like I said, mine is $10,000, so I don't know where the $40 came from.
So I really think that you either gonna pay for it, the 40 or whatever, and I think also you're gonna pay for it another way, going out, trips, stuff like that. Yeah. But sometimes I don't think that's an equal trade-off though.
I'm trying to get fluid out. Why do you think that?
I'm gonna be because us as men, we
got more technically.
We got something that you want to at the end of the day. If a dude doing it right now,
you're damn right.
Nah, like we're just as our shit is just as valuable as that person.
There you go.
You're right, King. You right, King.
Yeah. So
you right.
it's a difference though. If you're a man and you see a girl you like and you just like, oh, let me take you out because you're trying to get some ass.
Probably, yeah.
Now you're going back to the prostitution side of it. Now if you meet a woman you like, you vibing with her, you trying to get to know her, you want to pursue something with her. Now the dates is different because you're showing effort and you don't mind doing it. But if you're just out here looking for somebody, you might
as well just give them the $40 instead of taking them out on the date.
On Craigslist or whatever they got going on.
Because they selling it.
Of course.
On Facebook.
Jeez.
They're trying to put me in a group. A lot of women these days, and I'm a woman, so I'm going to say it, I'm sorry y'all, lack that chromosome, lack that femininity chromosome. They're just kind of hard down. Like Gorilla, I love Gorilla, but she like a little nigga. What if actually? How does that make y'all feel? Like, do y'all feel like it's a lot less feminine women now than, I know y'all a little older. So back in the day.
Seasoned is the word.
Seasoned. So do you think like back in the day versus now, like the women, they're just harder, they're not as feminine, or they're not as docile or submissive?
Man, honestly.
Or have we always been like this?
Honestly, Mo, I'm not around them type of women though.
You're around the feminine women?
Yeah. I'm always around, beautiful women. Whether it's my wife, I got a lot of beautiful friends, people I do business with. I don't get that energy from them, but I see it on social media.
Yeah.
So.
Is it only on social media?
I'm saying from my experience.
I'm just saying because I don't see it. No, I know some thugs.
As far as the femininity with a woman, I think it's always a scale. I think some people are just the way they're raised, where they come up, that has a lot to do with it. And the other part is, it's kind of celebrated. It's kind of celebrated for women to act like dudes. You know what I'm saying? Steve Harvey wrote "Think Like a Man." A lot of women didn't even read the book, but listen, just those words, "Think Like a Man." They probably ran with that idea, and then they looking at JJ and them on the block, like, we just do like what they doing. We just, So I think a lot of times it's just based off of how a person is raised, and if they just don't really have that feminine side, And again, it's about the connection. If the right atmosphere comes about, then it.
And I want to touch on the right atmosphere because I feel like a lot of men don't take the time to kind of understand why a woman might be in a masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? Because like for me, for instance, I might come off, or used to, because right now I'm very feminine, very docile, I'm very. But in the past, I may have come off that way because that was my surroundings. That was what I had to be the nigga, and I had to be the mom at the same time for my children because that's just how it was. It wasn't that I wanted to portray that energy or give off that energy. It was just the circumstance that I was in at that time. So it was just like a defense mechanism and also just a protection thing as well, because you want to protect your children and you want to also protect yourself. Like I don't really fuck with you like that. I don't really see a reason for me to kind of come down or meet you here when you're not, like you said, giving me the space to be that way. A lot of men are always like, be my peace, be my peace, be my peace. But a lot of you niggas is not bitches' pieces. Y'all just not. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all niggas is taking advantage of females. I know a lot of great women. I know a lot of bad women as well, but I know a lot of bad women get more praise, get more niggas, get more money. They be playing these niggas all types of shit. But I know the so-called good girls who are getting like the short end of the stick, getting niggas that are kind of like leading them on and this, that, and the fifth. So it's just kind of like, as a defense mechanism for a lot of women, it's protection. Like it's easier for me to be hard. Because even if you don't treat me right, I don't give a fuck, because you ain't ever really get to see me in that energy or that light anyway. I didn't have to be vulnerable with you. But at the same time, a lot of women, it's just, you gotta get out of it too, because once you grow up and you take accountability for your circumstance and the situation that you're in, you can no longer blame, this is the reason why I'm acting like this. It's a choice at that point. Yeah. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I hear it a lot. A lot of black women constantly say they don't feel protected by black men. And you guys are good men. Outstanding. I've known you for a long time, and I've known DJ probably for a short time, but I've gotten that from you as well. So how does it make you feel as a good black man to hear black women say they don't feel protected by black men?
I think that I think it's sad sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So, and the reason why I'm saying that is because you got, when some women say that, I personally would like to ask them, like, what do you mean? Like, how do you not feeling protected? Is it like, I know some people who've been in situations where they might have been molested or raped, and nobody did anything for them. But I also know some people that happened to, and people went and fucked that person up, and then got them locked up. So I would like to know, like, on a one-on-one basis, like, what do you mean? But also, I do see some women, some things they might go through, for, like, at being at work. You know what I'm saying?
And I was gonna say that, like, as a black woman, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I didn't, like, when I work, a lot of my positions that I worked in, it has been like some slight sexual harassment type shit.
Yeah.
And for a minute, for me, it was just like, what am I doing wrong? Like, even like at work now, I don't dress a certain way. Like, I literally, like, my clothes are not form fitting at all. I might show my knees.
Yeah.
That's it. But I've been in situations where, like when I worked at Macy's, this African guy, he made them a lot of fucking money. But I would be to the point where I wouldn't even want to go in the back room with him because he made me that uncomfortable. And when I finally got the nerve to come out and say something to my superiors about it, to HR, they kind of just brushed it off. They just brushed it off, and he still worked there. We still worked in the same department, even after I said how I felt. No protection at all. These were white people though as well, so you know I can't. But I'm just saying, like, I've had those. He still was a black man. You know what I'm saying? Doing that to me.
So how long did it take you to finally come out and
say,
yeah?
It took me a while because.
So can I ask you why though?
Because it was just uncomfortable. It was just uncomfortable. I mean, and
what?
I knew. I feel like in the back of my mind, I knew that it was going to go that way because I worked at the Mall of Georgia. This was a very rich area. They was money hungry, so money to them meant more than how I felt.
Right. I get that, but what I'm saying is, did you feel like if you go tell you'll lose your job,
absolutely,
you feel protected? Okay,
absolutely,
right. So
absolutely, and that was just one instance.
Consequences.
But I've been a victim to that at work.
No. Listen, I know a lot of women have been through that. You know, I know a situation where a woman was in corporate. Women was the only black person there, and some racist stuff came, and nobody came to protect her. You know, she said something to this, said something to HR. They claim they're gonna go and talk, have this type of
and they didn't do
talk, and yeah. But what I would say to women is, if y'all feel like that, just get out of there instantly. Yeah. Like, don't. It's other jobs. Trust me, man. God gonna make a way for y'all. Get out of there. You don't settle for that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're not protected. So. I mean, you can go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, so as far as black women saying they don't feel protected by black men, it's very frustrating for me. To me, it's a feeling of frustration because just like he was saying, you know, we have certain scenarios and things that go on. And yeah, I understand it's hard to speak up on things, and I get that part. So I'm not, you know, insensitive to that. But a lot of times, like you said, we're wondering, like, what is the protection that you didn't get? Because if we can see the root of the problem and say, okay, for instance, you know, I've had women who had a problem with me checking dudes. Because I'm the type of guy, like, social media, whatever, like, I'm not really playing those games, and it's not an aggressive thing, but it's me as a man addressing something, you know what I mean? Like, I've had people say, oh, making you look insecure. So it's like, wait a minute, you want me to protect you, but then when I say something to somebody, now I'm insecure.
You want to get mad.
So it's like sometimes I think a lot of social media, it's confused. Like, wait a minute, you don't want me to say nothing, you want me to say something, or now I'm overreacting, but all I'm doing is my natural sense as a man. If you're my woman, a dude says something out the way, I don't care if you put an LOL behind it or not. Hey, bro, what's up? You know what I mean? And I don't want to fight you, but I want you to know that I'm here. And that's the protection.
You're not gonna do that.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna
I
lie to
get that.
disrespect
I've heard that a lot.
Man.
A lot of men said that when they've tried to protect a black woman and it's like their nigga or something like that, they start arguing with them.
Right.
And they're trying to protect them because they might see them in a domestic situation, you know what I'm saying? And they did what they needed to do, and then the woman go back to the guy.
Right. Yeah. Because I'm not about to go crazy, but that made me think of what I was thinking. The fact that when a person is feeling like they're not protected, often that comes from a survival gene in them that at some point in their life they had to go through struggles, they had to go through stuff, and there wasn't anybody there. Yeah. So that's all their brain goes back to when they come into stressful situations. Oh, I don't have no protection. You keep saying it out your mouth. I don't have nobody to protect me. Mm-hmm. So now when you get in a spot, you don't even know how to respond to somebody protecting you. So that's something too.
Yeah, and that's why I think like when it comes to relationships with us, it's really no right. I mean, it's clear rights and wrongs, but sometimes it's just about having different perspectives. Like I grew up this way, so this right here, you offended the fuck out of me. Yeah. But the other person might not see it that way. They might think it was a joke or it wasn't that serious. But when you have those relationships and those different perspectives, that's why I think a lot of relationships don't work out, because people don't take the time to understand, okay, you're not right or wrong, it's just different.
Yeah. And one thing, this is a quick little phrase that I said to somebody one day. Respect comes before the protect. Right. If a man doesn't respect you, he's not going to protect you.
For what?
So then again, this is where we're at. A woman sleeps with a guy a few times, whatever happens, now she's in trouble. She calls him, he like, oh, black men don't protect me. No, that man does not respect you. He didn't. So don't expect him to protect you. So sometimes we got to make sure that we're looking at things the right way, because some people just don't care about you, and that's just the reality.
And I want to say is certain situations I just don't understand. Like if a woman is having some issues with a guy, right? And they tell her brother or another best friend, somebody who really wants to protect them. Let's just say a woman and a guy having issues, dude slapping her around and stuff like that. For whatever reason, the guy shouldn't be hitting her. They're talking to a friend, blah, blah, blah. This person comes, beat the brakes off this person, but then the woman end up going back to them. So some guys, sometimes we be like, man, I ain't getting into that. I ain't getting into that. I've been in a situation like that with a sibling. I wanted to do something, but then I found out you went back to it.
But I remember one time when I felt really, really protected by my brother. I was dating this guy, found out he was a crackhead. Long story short, my brother came over there and just whooped his ass. I mean, he whooped this nigga ass in my bedroom. He whooped him in the hallway. He whooped him in the kitchen. He whooped him in the driveway, straight towards the mailbox. And I have never felt so protected in my fucking life. I'll be like, when a nigga try me, though, maybe get my brother, because I caught him right now. So, that was just that feeling of protection. But I think also, like you said, you just gotta know people that you're around. And it comes back to us, the men that we attract. Because when you attract good men, regardless if it's romantic or platonic, they're going to protect. They're going to open doors. It's just certain shit niggas gonna do regardless.
Not attract, but choose. Because you can attract a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But what you choose to get into, that's where it's at. Because a lot of times women I attract all the wrong guys. No, you keep talking to them. That's the problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I just really be living life on edge. I really can't even.
Well, one thing I can say about that attract thing is some of the women, they rather have this dude who doing all this wild shit instead of getting, or they'll call a dude a square because he ain't in them streets, calling them bitches and shit like that.
If you stay I'm checking for him better.
So
that's the problem too.
Yeah, right.
That's another whole
you getting what you attract to now. Right. So Mo, I need to ask you why. I don't know if you can speak for all women,
right?
But
what?
Because I'm curious. Why is it that women want to call a dude a square because he got things together, he ain't in the streets and stuff like that? They rather go and choose the street guy. They rather go and choose the street guy instead of the guy who's working.
I'm gonna come after Aaron because I'm gonna tell you too.
The reason that women like street guys, one thing about him is excitement. Is he's a little more edgy than the guy who's working a great job.
Oh no, hold on. I know the answer for me and you. I need to know from some women. No, because we got one here.
This one get ready to say. This one get ready to say that too. A lot of times, and fellas, we just gotta be honest, because I'm not a street dude either. Sometimes you might be just boring to a woman.
Yes, and I was gonna say that. Just because you think you're a good guy, that does not mean you're gonna get some pussy, my nigga. Listen, Zion, I'm just gonna use him as an example. Zion is an example of you cannot change a square just because you get some money. You still a square with fucking money. Like, I don't necessarily like hood dudes, although I do. You guys are great. You guys have really beautiful smiles. I like making you laugh. But what was I about to say? Oh my god. Oh, I like niggas with some pizzazz, like with some confidence, with some personality. A lot of you niggas, like you said, are boring. No personality. It's just like, oh well, there's like I'm fine. No, you have to. And a lot of y'all niggas are not dating within like y'all thing, like y'all bracket. Y'all are dating people, women who are here, and it's not necessarily saying that you're like a loser, but y'all on different levels. So your effort, you're doing all of this to this person that's not on your level, and it's going in vain. And then here you go making statuses on Facebook about how black women don't like nice dudes. No, you need to find the black woman that likes somebody who watch anime from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Find somebody who wants to do the animalism and dress up in costumes, the beastism, whatever.
Not animalism.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not animalism. We love all dogs. We love all animals. We love all dogs.
I don't do animalism. I'm just speaking.
You just say cut. But what I'm saying is because I see that a lot on Facebook. Like, niggas want you. It's not even the fact that he's a thug. He just got personality. Mm-hmm. He just doing shit. We just went to Six Flags. You want to come over to your grandma's house and sit in the rocking chair outside and drink lemonade. While that's cool sometimes, but I need some excitement, nigga. Yeah. Let's go on a boat somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, roll a blunt.
Get a 3-5, man.
Just get a 3-5. I was about to say that.
Listen, fellas, get you a 3-5.
That's all you gotta do. And some crime. I'm telling you.
That'll
because her personality gonna come out. And then I feel like a lot of y'all probably, because y'all are squares. I'm sorry, that's the only thing to call you guys. You just aren't used to talking to women. So that liquor and that weed gonna open you up anyway. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna definitely open her up, and then it might be a good night. But just thinking that because you make money and because you think you a good dude, like, does not make you like desirable to women. I'm just telling you.
So what are they doing?
And I've done a lot for the ugly community, so I'm the one that you need to talk to. God. I am the one. So it ain't all about, it's about confidence. It's about swag. Okay. It's about putting that shit on. It's about making a girl. If you go read go get a funny book. Girls love to laugh and we love tacos. Go learn how to cook. I'm trying to give y'all free game today. I really need to be charging for this, but I'm giving y'all some free game. Like, all the squares out there, you can become a rectangle at any time. You don't have to be a square.
Hey, look.
I just had to go in on it because
fellas, I was somebody who ain't got no game.
Exactly.
But if you can make them laugh,
yes,
get them.
And it's nice to have some money too, but whatever.
Oh, you gotta have that nowadays. Yeah.
Okay.
With some.
I got a question. Now I got a real question. This is real. Why do a lot of niggas, or why are a lot of niggas comfortable with being a side dude?
Because there's no responsibility with that. They can be a side dude to anybody.
But that's why y'all have trust issues, because y'all fucking all of these niggas' wives and girlfriends, and then you meet somebody that you're interested in.
I'm not fucking nobody's wives.
Not anyone in this room, because these are upstanding gentlemen here. I can vouch for both of them. But I'm just saying, like, in general, like,
because it's the same thing with it's really,
I don't want to be no side chick.
It's really both sides of the thing, because honestly, human beings are gonna do whatever they feel comfortable doing. So speaking to the men's part, like if a dude is constantly dealing with women that he's not in a relationship with, he's just holding a placeholder. I give an example. I had a friend of mine who told me that he had like 3 or 4 girls that he had been sleeping with for 9-10 years, and this is all through relationships, all through that whole decade. They were still going back and forth, like not all the time, but she would still call, he would still come through, and now this is the thing. But listen, this is enabling the man. No, but look, this is enabling the man to feel comfortable in that
doing that shit and not having to do commitment. I know that, and I don't like you bitches for that shit, because I'm not gonna deal with it. Like, I have this one guy who thinks that he did the whole shebang. And he thinks that after doing the whole shebang, he could come back to me because the last girl he did the shebang with is still trying to be in the picture. And it's been like 6 or 7 years. I ain't her. She ain't me. I'm not that bitch.
For clarification purposes, what is the whole shebang? No, I'm joking. I'm just joking. We don't need to know yet.
The whole shebang. I'm trying to give y'all smart phrases. But yeah, so it's just like I do blame women for that because for us, well, for a lot of women, they're just so afraid of being alone that they are okay with taking bare minimum. And that's really what it is. It's just the fear. It is some women out here who are very comfortably okay with being the side piece. I don't know a lot of them. I'm an alpha. I'm the main bitch. I don't play that shit, so I'm not okay with it. I'm the one she can come like third or fourth, but I'm not that one. But there are women out there that are okay with that. But I think again, it comes to that confidence thing and that like you told me today, like that respect thing. Like I'm not finna be doing this for 6 and 7 years.
Right, because
using up all my good years.
Because guess what? Because men cannot be side pieces, or men cannot sleep with all these women without the woman.
Yeah.
You can't even do it. Yeah. So if it was a rule one day that came out and said, okay, all women are saying we're not doing this unless we get this. Guess what's gonna happen? All the men are going to shift to that because men are gonna do what they gotta do. But if you don't make them do anything, then guess what?
Yeah.
No more effort, no more dates, no more nothing because they didn't have to do it last year. Why are we changing up now?
Yeah, I think that women, they just gotta have respect for themselves.
Yeah.
Don't allow it. Because a lot of men, it depends on what age also, and then what that man doing in life.
Now these old niggas be doing the same thing.
Well, I'm saying if he ain't doing shit,
niggas is niggas.
If he ain't doing shit, then he probably don't mind. He playing the game. You know what I'm saying? But if he doing shit and got shit together, man, ain't nobody trying to be somebody's side piece to it.
Right? No, you're worth
to another nigga.
Y'all are worth more than being a side piece.
Only way I can see. Only way I can understand if another man wants to be a side piece, if he personally know that nigga. Like, nigga, that's why I'm fucking your bitch.
Yeah, that's whack. He does that.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. I can't even relate to trying to be a side piece. Like, man, get the fuck out of here.
Bitch, I'm the
Unfortunately, it's a lot more women than it is men. So that's the big problem. It's not enough men to really go around for real. So that's why a lot of women just accept the little piece that they get.
Or these studs. How does that make y'all feel when y'all see those kind of women online bashing black men that don't even fuck with black men?
Don't even affect me, honestly.
Cause I mean, I had to unfollow someone, and I don't want to say her name, but she does have big titties. I had to unfollow her simply because every other status she posted was about or bashing black men, when I know for a fact her best friend ain't shit. He's a man. And it's just like, are you talking about your best friend, or like, are you holding this same nigga accountable that's in your life? Because that nigga was married, that nigga was in the group life out here trying to fuck. And this is your best friend, but you get on Facebook and you're bashing black men because you with a woman who want to be a black man? I don't know.
Man, Mo, let me tell you something. I think that real men, we don't even give a fuck about whoever that person is. Like, if we seen it, that shit don't even concern me.
Wrapping up, what is one thing that you guys would want black women to know about black men? Or what is something some advice you would give to black women trying to understand black men better? Like, what's your final word?
What I want women to know is that they do hold the power. Like, they do hold the power in these situations. And the more that you allow certain things, I mean, you can't keep crying on Facebook and Instagram and social media about how you're being treated by men, because these are the men that you're continuing to talk to. You know, he didn't call you back, or he didn't do this or did that, but you continue to allow him to stick around. So then when it bites you, it's like, you know, that's when the men get frustrated. Like, well, no, you was messing with these dudes. You know what I'm saying? you gotta choose better, and that's men and women. But if it's advice from women, you gotta choose better. And if you allow someone to get a free ride, don't think that they're gonna come back and pay the next time. Because I've run into that personally, where I've had somebody, we had an agreement, we kicked it, whatever, and then she started coming back like, oh, you don't never ask me on no dates and you don't do that. I'm like, well, that's not this.
Yeah.
With all due respect, my love, like, I'm not gonna cuss you out, but that's not this. So you gotta hold yourself to the right standard, and you're gonna get the right results. It's just like life. If you continue to accept this kind of job or that kind of situation, that's on you. So you can't blame nobody else.
So for a black man, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, ladies, listen to the man. You know, sometimes listen to the men.
That's the ladies.
Listen, you know, we can't be strong every day. Sometimes we might go through things. You know, don't look at a man as weak because he wanna open up. Like for me, it took me for a long time. I always had my guards up. But after losing my mom, I became a different person.
Right.
So now, you know, I thank God I got my wife because I can talk to her. But before me having my wife, I couldn't talk to nobody. I just had to be strong every day. You know what I'm saying? Like things I would go through, I just gotta go outside and smile, like act like ain't nothing affecting me. So ladies, sometimes listen to the men. We'll tell you exactly what we want. We're really not difficult. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely tell you what we want. You got to listen. Like for Father's Day, ask us what we want. If we want something,
don't ask Facebook.
Yeah.
And so ask the man. Like, come on.
Ask the person ask the man you're with.
This question a million times.
Yeah. Ask the man.
I'm gonna post it tomorrow.
Check this out. Ask the man that you're with. He will tell you. Don't just go assume he wants to go get a spy if that ain't what he asked.
And we don't want to grill for Father's Day.
Yeah, we don't want to grill.
Socks, boxers.
No.
I mean, now if he don't say, if he say, if that man say it don't matter, give me whatever, then you can do it. But if we tell you specifically what we want, just get it. It's real simple. That's it.
Listen,
that's my advice.
Give us a space to talk emotionally, and guess what? We're gonna protect you because you created a space for us. We created a space for you. It's a trade-off. Like it can't be one-sided.
And then don't get mad and be like, "This old soft ass nigga." Don't get mad one day and bring that up.
Please.
You cried when we watched goddamn
shit like that. A man won't open up again to you. Like
you cried at the end of Forrest Gump when Jenny died.
Quick little information.
Okay.
Are you guys familiar with a Belgian horse? It's called a Belgian draft.
A Belgian whore?
Horse. And not horse. Like my man, what's his name? Black youngster, not horse.
Okay.
But a horse, like a physical horse. A Belgian draft horse. Have either one of y'all?
No, I have had the pleasure to ride.
Okay, Belgian draft horse. Just real quick. This is what I'm comparing black men to. Is a Belgian draft horse. These are the biggest, strongest horses on. All right. These horses can pull 15,000 pounds, right? By themselves. So if you put two of them together, how much can they pull? I want you to tell me the number. If one is 15,000 and you put two together, it's 30. No, they pull 50 together. Why? Because now that they're next to each other, they're pushing each other to do more.
Yeah.
So in my mind, we Belgian horses, but we gotta be together to really get the full strength of ourselves. So that's all I'm saying. Just check out a Belgian horse. You can go see how big they are. But black men, we got to band together to really get it up. You think you can do a lot by yourself, but you can do even more with your brother. So that's just something I wanted to say on this show.
And they also say I need to put that powder down.
Put everything down.
Well, thank you, fellas, and thank you guys at home for watching. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, and we will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful evening. Ciao.